Debt can sneak up on anyone. For nearly 1 in 4 Americans, it's reached a point that feels overwhelming. A new survey from Experian reveals how people are managing the pressure and even overcoming it with some creative strategies. Rod Griffin, Senior Director of Consumer Education and Advocacy at Experian, is here with us today to unpack those findings. So, Rod, to kick things off, what is unmanageable debt?
Yeah, so people tell us different things about what unmanageable debt is, but it tends to fall into kind of a couple of categories. One is debt that is preventing you from paying for your basic needs, things like housing or food or your car loan bill, so that you can get to work, those sorts of things. Another category is debt that is spiraling out of control. So even though you're making your payments on time, it just keeps growing. And that leads to difficulty in other parts of your financial life. So those are kind of the two key things, that it's growing debt and debt that's preventing you from paying the bills you need to pay or having the basic needs that you need in life generally.
Well, how common is debt from credit cards, medical expenses, or even loans?
Yeah, it's debt itself is very common, and unmanageable debt is becoming more common. There is more than $1 trillion in credit card debt in the U.S., and credit card average balances, are in the neighborhood of $5,000 to $7,000, according to some reports, and seems to be going up. So debt's very common, and it can be a good financial tool if you're managing credit well, but it can be a very serious financial problem if you're not managing it well.
What are the most common ways that people have escaped unmanageable debt?
Yeah. So again, people take several different approaches. We're coming out of winter and thinking about spring, but for some reason with debt, paying off debt has some winter type analogies. Two of the most common ways of paying down debt, particularly credit card debt, are what we call the snowball method, which is taking your smallest credit card debt and paying it off, and then using that balance toward the next largest debt. That way you can see faster progress and feel more motivated, be able to move along and stay on track. The other method is called the avalanche method, where you focus on your largest credit card debt with the highest interest rate, pay it off first, and then you have a bigger amount you can put towards smaller debts as you go along. And that shows that the avalanche method is according to the math, the way that you will save the most money over the longest time, but it can also be the slowest progress, so it can be discouraging. So what I always tell people is math doesn't always tell the whole story. It's never wrong, but it isn't always right either when it comes to human emotion. So you need to make sure that you're doing what's going to work well for you, so that you stay motivated and continue to pay down those debts. Another way that people pay down debts is to take a side hustle, a part-time job, and help pay off those debts. I did that when I was young and had those credit card debts, and actually did some data entry on the side on the weekends when I was preparing to buy my house so we could save some more money. So taking that side hustle can help generate some extra income, and that can help pay off your debts as well.
Well, those are some great tips, Rod. Where can we go to learn more and maybe find some resources to help?
Yeah, so very easy. Go to Experian.com and you can learn more about how to manage your debt and perhaps some things that you might not think about. For example, one of the debts we're seeing now, or at least one of the expenses, is something we call subscription creep. We all have apps and streaming services. We seem to get more and more. And quite often, we're finding that we have apps that we're not using or streaming services that we're not watching, and we're paying a monthly bill for them. Experian can help you find those apps you're not using and actually cancel those services, so that it might put some more money back in your pocket so that you can pay down those other debts. So look for ways that you might not otherwise think of. Go to Experian.com. We'll help you find ways to reduce your debt overall and provide lots of free education materials and resources as well that can help you help yourself, which is really the most important thing.
Thanks for taking the time to chat with us, Rod. We appreciate it.
Great. Thank you so much.